Have you seen that replay, buddy?
All right, man, I'm done talking to you.
You can't be done talking to me right here facing me.
I back. Trust me, I back.
Dana! 60 G's, baby!
But I'm not impressed by your performance.
It's normal. Come on, guys. It's normal.
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing.
I'm the man of the hour, Joe. Too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. I'm the women's pick. I'm the men's regret. And if you win against Chael Sonnen, you made a bad bet.
I don't have much left to say other than you have seen nothing yet.
What's happening, Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people? Then we are back with another episode of the Dust Up Shakedown. I got with me. We got Sterling. We got Jax. Magdane is temporarily indisposed. I don't know where Keith is gone. I don't know where, baby. I don't know where kicking in the head is gone. But the guys that we do have here right now, it's been a nightmare. It's been an absolute nightmare. But Sterling, how you doing, my bro?
Always good to be on with the boys, brother. We just got out of training earlier. We got some news today, so ramping up a little bit more training today. We got a Muay Thai fight late November, so we're getting started a little bit early. We got a little session after this, but I'm glad to hop on with the boys.
Oh my God! What is this? What is going on here? Howdy, Magdane. Howdy.
Howdy, partner.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yo.
Oh my God.
Yo.
Listen,
you got the pinky out. Do you see the pinky?
which train you fit to rub today, man? Which train?
Boy, I just flew into town on the West Coast. Just come down past them oil rigs, and that Eiffel Tower from the Wish Company.
This is ridiculous, people. People, you already know the type of thing we're gonna have today, man. You know what I mean? You can see it right there.
This motherfucker.
But my guy Jax staying composed down there, not letting the shenanigans get to him. Always calm, always cool, always collected. How you doing, my brother? You good, Jax?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You don't even sound like that in Texas. We don't sound
Howdy, little lady.
Oh my you can tell when a fool been playing too much Red Dead Redemption. You can just tell,
bro. Red Dead Redemption's fucking life, like it was for a little while.
You can't tell when someone been playing too much Red Dead Redemption, man. You can just tell, man. You know what I mean?
That was hilarious.
And full disclosure, this is like one of my girlfriend's friends' hats. Like, it's not even a fucking cowboy's hat. It's a cowgirl's hat. But I'm gonna wear it anyway.
That's how they do it in Scotland.
Yeah, man. Somebody get me some fucking boots.
Yeah, and last but not the least, my boy Yao.
Prince is in the house.
He's back here. Salute to you, Yao. Kick him in the head. How you doing, brother?
Kick him in the head. Salute everyone. I'm amazing. Thank you. How are you tonight? Ola, how are you, boys?
Yeah, man. We're good. We're good. We're here for another episode of Dust Up Shakedown, bro. Okay, let's get to the first stop. But before we go there, actually, right? Because I was on stream with Sterling and my bro Lee Gunner. I just been doing a stream with Lee Gunner, by the way, watching Arsenal game. But I was on stream with Sterling, and we watched the Anthony Joshua and Dubois fight. But Jax, before we even get into all the topics, because it looks like the topics that we got there is going to be boxing heavy today. But I just wanted to get you guys' takes that wasn't on the stream, what you thought about the fight, what you've made of some of the post fight interviews and things that's been said since the fight's taking place. Jax, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I watched the stream. I watched y'all boys get down on the stream. It was a good, really, really good stream too. Shout out to everybody that was on it. But like,
boy.
man, I feel like the majority of people were like, okay, well, this is AJ's chance to like put a stamp on it. He's about to, enter the chat against Usyk and Fury and that upper echelon. And then when that first jab happened, like everything changed. Everything changed. I was like, man, I don't know if this dude gonna make it to the end of the fifth round. And sure enough, that boy was taking all kinds of naps in there, trying to get up using his head. That wasn't a good idea. And like literally, I felt like his whole career was over. Like I watched his career end in there. So I don't know, man. Like I felt bad for him, but I don't know, man. He just stopped being a boxer in there. He started just. I don't know. I really felt bad for him. I still feel bad for him. But it is what it is. It is what it is at this point.
Yeah, man. McDane, have you ever seen a Saved by the Bell so many times in one bout? Like
no. Literally, like that fight could have been stopped a number of times. Yeah, I mean, it's his own fault. I don't know if you see the clip where he's goofing and he's sticking his tongue out at the side and he's in the corner. Then steps forward, tries to throw that uppercut, and the jab just drops his ass, and it's just like, well, yeah. It was like his that one was for Francis, but it was like his fight IQ just went out the fucking window, like completely.
I mean, when you see that punch that connected, man, like I said, it's one of them in football. I said it on the stream, on the live stream. It's one of them in football. When you score a goal in top corner, it's what we call a backlift, like no backlift. It's like when you didn't even see no telegraph, no nothing, no wind up, no nothing. It's just there, pow, and it's done. And we seen it, y'all. You look at somebody like a Dubois now, and Anthony Joshua. These guys are humongous, right? But his ankle buckled on him right there in the first round. Does being in that weight class mess it up some more? Just like having that buckled up ankle.
Look, when you get hit how he got hit, you're moving back, you're trying to defend. It can happen at any weight class, but yes, at heavyweight, if you're running for your life, which is basically what he was doing at that point in time, things can go wrong when you're going backwards. And so I think that ankle roll definitely wasn't because he was actually hit and going down, but the pressure was too much. He was trying to just get his feet, and it just went out from under him. And then obviously Dubois pounced on him, and like you said, saved by the bell. So his whole performance, honestly, it was sort of reminiscent of Francis Ngannou's performance against him, which was very fascinating because we saw how many times Francis went down. He just didn't really seem to have it, even though he was there. It's like Joshua learned from that, which is not very good. So, yeah, disappointing performance from him. Triple D, Dynamite Dubois was impressive. He won. His pre-match smack talk came through. So, yeah, that was I guess, good to see. It does open up the heavyweight boxing scene. And I know we talked about this last night in terms of the resurgence of heavyweight boxing. And we've had so many fights in 1 year. It's been a long time since we've had this many heavyweight boxing fights to talk about in one single space of time, 1 year, 8 months, basically. So, I mean, for me, that's a good thing in terms of boxing. Joshua's in that conversation, but the problem with boxing is because they go for long records, when you get knocked out as much as he's been knocked out this year, how much he's lost, I mean, 28-3, people start calling for retirement in boxing, even though you're still at the top of your game. So I guess that's the one risk of taking too many fights in a short space of time in boxing.
Yeah, man. There's so much in that fight there. You just think to yourself, like, bro. I was saying to Sterling on the stream, and while we was watching this, Sterling, I said to you, I've never seen a former champion fall from grace that many times in one fight. Like, to me, the disrespect from Dubois is what, and I'm not talking like verbal. I'm on about the actual fight disrespect in the ring. From Dubois showed him zero respect. How did you think AJ took that? Do you think that affected his psyche? Because he's been demanding that respect from Dubois and he's not been getting it. So coming into the ring where you're supposed to really be demanding the respect, Dubois still saying fuck you.
And honestly, bro, remember when AJ was walking out into the ring? We thought he was looking stoic. We were like, AJ looks fucking zoned in. He looks stoic, like he's about to handle business because the buildup was intense. The amount of sparring they've done together. And bro, Daniel Dubois is built like a fucking buffalo. So you get in the ring with that dude, and like Gunnar was saying on there, he looked nervous. We were all saying he looked stoic, but maybe he was nervous. And then also what we were saying was Daniel has a fucking nasty heavy jab, but AJ has one of the best twos in the game and can fucking sleep your ass with a straight. So we were wondering which one's going to be more important and more powerful in that fight.
You do know Leroy's going to get you, yeah? I'm just
well,
saying.
Right now I'm a little upset with Leroy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little upset with Leroy. So I'm gonna stop after that. But you're right. But I'm a little upset with Leroy. But anyways, we found out that jab was more important. And then honestly, Anthony Joshua was boxing. Daniel Dubois was fighting. Big difference.
And yeah, Dubois for me, he just made AJ look like he had no business being in there with him. That's what he looked like, you know. And you're right, yeah. When you said he almost reminded you of Francis and AJ. And bro, I don't know what's next for this guy. Like I said, go find somebody like a Chisora or something like that. It's just wild at this point. Based on what we saw on the weekend, but congratulations to Dubois and his team. And if they're going to get Fury, it's going to be a nice payday for Mr. Frank Warren himself, because he owns both fighters, he manages both fighters, and this brother has been in the game a minute, and he's going to make another big payday. Probably going to do it again in Wembley, or they'll go Cardiff or something and do it in the Millennium Stadium, one of the big stadiums in and around here, man. They're going to do it around here. So one thing I do know, and I'm going to say this right now, English or even fans around the world that follow football would know this and remember this. When Anthony Joshua lost his belt the first time, and he took his belt to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, we all told him, don't do this event there. Do not take your belt there. You take your belt to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you are ruined. And ever since then, it's been over for AJ. Since he performed in that stadium, it's been done. And people that don't know about they don't win nothing. That club is cursed. They don't know the meaning of anything that looks gold, trophy, silverware, medals. No, it doesn't resonate with Tottenham Hotspur. And AJ, like a doofus, decided to take his belts there and go and compete there, and that's been the end of it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking
about. Preach,
Ola,
preach. That's all I have to say. Preach.
So for me, I have zero sympathy for that boy taking your belt all the way down to Spurs and then losing. He's been bad for him since then, man. It's been bad for him. But let's get to one of the clips that Leroy has put together for us. Big up everybody that's locked in right now. Salute to every single one of you. Make sure you're following every single one of these guys on the platform right now. We've got their titles all up in the description, and you can see on the screen there as well. Leroy has been doing a fantastic job for us. Let's get to that first clip and see what they're talking about there.
Mike Tyson believes Dana White has the potential to revolutionize boxing if he fully commits to investing in the sport. White recently made headlines when he confirmed that big announcements are on the horizon, and it appears that he's finally getting serious about promoting boxing. With his successful track record at the helm of the UFC, many are wondering what kind of impact White could have on boxing. Tyson, who has a long-standing friendship with White, is convinced that White's business acumen will be a game-changer for the sport. In a recent interview on the It Is What It Is podcast, Tyson praised White's ability to promote quality fights and attract top talent. That's going to be the best thing to happen to boxing, Tyson said, predicting massive success if White follows through on his plans. Just like UFC, where if you're not bringing the heat, you're not getting another fight. Tyson noted that in the UFC, fighters who consistently bring underwhelming performances are quickly shown the door, and it's unlikely they'll be given another chance to compete. He believes this kind of discipline is exactly what boxing needs. Not like boxing, Tyson said, where guys can just keep fighting even if their fights aren't good. If any fights stink, you're not back in the UFC no more. You're never going to see those guys again. White has already shown signs of his commitment to boxing by promoting up-and-coming star Callum Walsh and helping to organize crossover fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather back in 2017. With White's track record and Tyson's endorsement, it's clear that many are excited about the potential for White to shake things up in boxing. Only time will tell what kind of impact he'll have on the sport, but one thing is certain, fans are eagerly awaiting his next move.
Let me come to you first, Sterling. Right, I need to get your take on what they're talking about. Dana putting together here. How do you see? Do you think it could revolutionize this sport that's been so long? It's been around for so long. One of the oldest sports in around. Tell us how you see Dana revolutionizing it.
I think Dana's going to help save boxing. Boxing needs Dana to get in there, as well as Turkey. Turkey Al-Sheikh, him and Dana coming into boxing is about to change boxing. We're about to get the fights we want to see. And then imagine the buildup Dana's going to have for the guys. There's probably boxers out there that Bob Arum, all these other fucking dinosaurs aren't even looking at and can't even notice that Dana has so many connections to. And he has Hunter Campbell, Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby. Imagine if they help him with it too, dude. They're one of the best matchmakers in the game. So boxing fucking needs Dana. Again, sorry for the F word there, Leroy. Boxing needs Dana. And I'm telling y'all, it's going to change the game. Y'all saw, I don't know, did y'all watch the Callum Walsh card? I mean, one of the best events I've ever seen. And that's
man.
Callum Walsh. Like, not a lot of people even really know.
Callum Walsh is Dana White's boxing John Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is boxing McGregor.
I mean, let's segue to you, McDane. The thing for me that's always been the problem with boxing, and I think I mentioned this on the show with Yao the other day. For me, it's how infrequent the fights have been. But now with the crossover fight and probably boxing seeing what MMA is doing, especially UFC, and how quick turnaround that we get fights near enough every other week we're getting fights, right? So it's making boxing think about the frequency that they're now putting fights on. I've seen more boxing fight this year and last year than I've seen in the last 10 years, so how do you think he's even had that impact and is going to continue in boxing? Is this something that we're going to see regularly in boxing, where we're going to see more frequent fights, more better fights? Because for me, Crawford and Errol Spence should have happened 3 times over before we even got to see it, right? So how early should they be churning out this sort of fight for us?
I think there's a multitude of factors leading into this one. Like, obviously, you've got all of these influencers coming into it too. I think Dana White's seeing it's like a resurgence for boxing at the moment. Like, between the crossovers of MMA, the influencer fights, and all the social media like hype that's been around it in the last year or so, he's now looking at it going, yeah, it's time for me to jump on in. And like as was said in that clip there as well, like, he doesn't mess around. Like, there's boxers out there that are just fighting journeymen to pad the record so they can try and look good, so they can get to a certain point. And whatever Dana White goes to do with this, whether he's going to try and set up a new promotion or if he's going to collaborate with one and jump on into the ship and start steering it in a different direction, he's going to change the scene in the way that it looks and the way that it works. He isn't going to be wanting people to just go in there and just cruise through some easy fights, because that's not who he is, and we can see that from how he's ran the UFC. You know what I mean? So I think now is the time for them to be jumping in and changing this, and it will lead to the fights that we want to see sooner rather than later. It's like you said a minute ago, boxing is that old that you've got all of these old, probably corrupt ass dudes running it that are just doing what they want to do. You know what I mean? And we're now getting to a point where the tides are going to turn.
Yeah, man. Jax.
You know what?
Sorry, I just wanted to ask you this. Do you think Dana could use Zuffa boxing that's been dormant for so long, whether Zuffa boxing is actually going to end up waking up through this? Do you think he could use this as a conduit to try and revolutionize boxing or improve boxing, as you say?
I think to a certain extent, yeah. It'll revolutionize boxing from a consumer standpoint, as far as like the way that we see it. To y'all's point, as far as like the frequency the relevance of fighters who don't have belts, just the way it is in the UFC. Like, if Paddy Pimblett was a boxer, we wouldn't be as hype, you know what I'm saying? Because we wouldn't even know how good this dude is. So if they're able to bring that over to boxing, that'll be great. But on the side of the boxers, it might not be that great, because if you're thinking about how they get paid, how boxers get paid, I don't know how happy they're going to be about that, because that's a major point of contention when it comes to UFC fighters and boxers. Devin Haney has a lot of money, and if he was, the equivalent in the UFC, he wouldn't have nearly as much money as he has. So I don't know how happy they would be with this whole setup. So that part fascinates me, and I'm curious how that's going to shake down.
But Devin Haney wouldn't be a champion in the UFC though either. He wouldn't even be top 15 in MMA.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. So I mean, I was just going to say it's interesting. Like, how happy would they be in that type of setup?
Mm-hmm. Like that's something that I thought of earlier, and I did think if they're going to be setting up a new promotion, then how many people, how many fighters are they actually going to get to join if they're basing it on contracts that they're looking at from the UFC? Like boxers ain't going to want that because of the money that they go out there and make.
100%. Yao, you got something on this topic?
Yeah, I think, like I said in the chat, it just means more money for Dana. Joshua Dubois filled 96,000 people in Wembley. We don't have the UFC filling seats like that, so it just means more money for Dana, whichever way he gets involved. Boxing isn't suffering. We're just not getting the fights we want. That's what's wrong with boxing. So the only thing he might be able to come in and do is give us the fights we want, but there's nothing really to technically fix with boxing. He wants boxing's money. I mean, if you look at the money that Dubois and AJ made versus the money that O'Malley made, which were all like, oh, wow, he made $3.2 million. He basically made nothing. And that's why Haney even said to him, listen, I won't fight for $1 million. Come over and let's fight for some real money, because boxing has the money. So the only thing it would do is line in the White's pockets. He's not going to come in and change anything. Unfortunately, I don't think so. It'll be interesting to see him getting us the fights we want, but I don't see him changing boxing at all.
All right. Can I ask you guys this, and anyone can jump in on this one here? Boxing, as we know, has so many stables, right? Which is one of the hindrances in putting all these top big fights together, because that guy is in this stable, that guy is under that banner, is on that stable, and these guys don't like bringing, especially when they got a champion, they don't really want anybody else outside of the stable to compete for that belt, rather than getting another fighter. But like what they do in MMA or in the UFC, for example, everybody is under that one promotion, that one banner, that one stable. Everybody competes for that one belt, for that one division. You said there's nothing in boxing to change, but do you think that's something that maybe they could change in boxing to just give that frequency a little bit more? Because I don't think there will be that much politics in terms of putting the fights together as it is right now, where they're under different kind of stables. Anyone of you can jump in.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would change, but I feel like it would start with, some of the younger folks, like the people who are established now. Like Errol Spencer's not going to be like, okay, well, let me go and fight in the Zuffa boxing. Like, for what? Like, why does he have to do that? He can promote fights and have his promotion company on the canvas, on the ring, on his shorts, whatever he wants to do. Why would he go to Zuffa boxing and do that? Same thing with Bud. Same thing with Tank. On and on. Like, why would they do that? So it would have to be a slow roll where they're pulling in the Callum Walshes, the people who are not as globally known, to go under Zuffa boxing and brainwash them in the sense to think that this is the way to go.
Brainwash them out of money. God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's something that we're gonna have to sit down and see how it all plays out. But I don't know how much more fixing they can do in boxing. And boxing is already a little bit tainted as it is. At least the reputation of it when it comes to, it took a lot of backlash with match fixing and people throwing fights and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So hopefully, it's something that can be cleaned up a little bit more. That's one thing that I would like to see in boxing anyways. and it appears that that's been going on. So yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. We got another clip here from Leroy that is put together for you guys. I'm just gonna play, and we will get your thoughts and opinions on it. Let's go.
On his podcast, The Timbo Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley gave White's proposed foray into boxing his seal of approval. But it seems like O'Malley is eager for a new challenge, and he's not just talking about boxing. He's also offered up to $1 million to fight Devin Haney.
Dude, that's exciting. Me versus Merab boxing? Jokes. But dude, that's fucking exciting. I feel like I got 5-6 more good years in me. If UFC's gonna do something with boxing, I would love to
I mean, that could be
so
sick.
fun.
Who knows?
I love MMA though. I do love it sounds stupid. I love the wrestling aspect of MMA. I really do. I think it just makes fighting so much sweeter. Boxers are fucking pussies, dude. Devin Haney's a bitch. He is such a bitch. Dude, if Devin Haney wants to talk shit, he really wants to fight, I'll put $1 million on me versus him, no time limit, and we can fight. MMA rules, just a fight. Or we can do no rules. So if you want to eye poke me, you can do a real fight. If you want to talk shit on Twitter, we can really, really actually fight.
Ooh, I like it.
Or just don't talk shit. One of the two. Either don't talk shit or let's actually fight.
I mean, but if you can talk shit, knowing it's not going to happen because you know your negotiations would be so high for something like that. Can you talk shit?
I would box. I wouldn't put $1 million amount of money, but I would box Devin Haney. Just boxing rules, just to protect him. I would just simply box him. But he wouldn't simply just fight me. So, I mean, don't talk shit.
And it looks like Haney is taking the offer seriously. He responded on social media, saying that he'd rather make real money with O'Malley in a boxing match. I don't fight for $1 million like you, Sugar Sean. Let's do a boxing fight and give us a shot at making real money.
Yo, and that's real talk from Haney, man. You know what I mean? You don't be fighting for $1 million, man. Like them boxers, they get paid handsomely. You know what I mean? So it's one of the things that as I was looking at it there, I'm thinking, boy. But let's come to McDane first on this here. My man's thinking about boxing, but he just let it out of the bag a little bit, saying he likes wrestling. But do you think what Merab did to him is what's making him think about boxing now, bro?
No, mate. He's always spoke about having a boxing fight. To be fair to the guy, like, you know what I mean, don't get me wrong. Was it last week came out and we were talking about it? Like, he made no excuses. He was quite humble in his response. Literally within 12 hours, that brother was on Twitter. I won round 1, 3, and 5, and totally like turned the tables completely and went back at himself. I was like, bro. Like, I don't know if that was just social media stir up or what, if he's just playing the game because he knows how to get the clicks. But nah, mate, he's always talked about having a boxing fight. There's a couple of MMA fighters that would probably look at getting a boxing fight now if Dana was willing to create a promotion and do some cross work with it. But now Sean and David, like, oh, come on, bro. We've seen enough MMA fighters get cracked now in boxing. Like, I'm bored of seeing it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that anyone's going to get us the redemption that we want. But
so
yeah, please continue.
Can I please jump in there? So the only way I can, and based on what everyone said, the only way I can really see this so-called UFC boxing come to any sort of fruition, or Zuffa boxing come to fruition, is if they grow their own boxers, homegrown boxers, which then go out and win the WBC or whatever other titles and bring those home to the UFC. That's the only real way that they could get any sort of traction, I think. And in there, then the question would be, would they be able to fix the pay problem? Because if they can use Zuffa boxing to fix the pay problem, maybe they can then transfer that system into MMA, and then we have a solution for fight to pay in MMA. But I don't see them, other than that, really shaking up boxing as such.
Okay. Big up every trophy matters. Big up yourself. Thank you for bringing me that information there, because I've missed the draw just to do this show. Usually I don't like missing draws, but we've drew Preston. Can you let me know if we drew them home or away? when you get a chance, drop it in the chat for me, please. Let me know if we drew them home or away. Thank you very much for that. Every trophy matters. We definitely need to be winning this one. Trust me. Jax, I'm gonna come to you next.
Man.
Sean O'Malley, obviously, you seen what he's saying. He wants to put $1 million of his own money. It's not even enough to attack somebody like Haney to get up. You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot.
I mean, he quickly retracted it when he was like, "Oh, well, it's just gonna be boxing." He was like, "Wait, no, let me get my money back." But if it's a fight, I mean, you know what? I will give boxers credit. Once they saw what happened to Tony, against Couture, they were like, "Never again, never again. Y'all can come over here. We are not going over there." And nobody has come back since, not in earnest. Clarissa Shields did, and she lost too. So, I mean, they're smart in that respect. And I don't, like, to McDane's point, I don't think that anybody's going to go over there really and do anything. But as long as they keep on drawing that line in the sand and saying there's more money over here, come do this, and only, and hold yourself back, no kicks, no wrestling, they'll keep on coming out on top. But I like the fact that he brought out, like, if you want a real fight, I'll put my money up and we'll see what happens then, which I don't know what y'all think, but if it's a real fight, I take Sugar all day against Devin Haney, all day long.
No boxing rules, real fight. Yeah. Sugar Sean all day long. Sterling, Sugar is your man. I've seen you. You've met him, and I also saw your interview with Chris Moutinho the other day. I was watching that brother. Salute to him, man. Salute to him. Big, and that was really good work he did there with Chris Moutinho. Everybody that ain't seen it, go on Sterling's channel, SDAWGSMMATALK. Go check it out on there. He's got some good work going on there. But what do you make of this whole thing here with Sterling? I mean, with Sugar calling out Haney, or in fact, maybe look at any of the other fighters up in there, like Ryan Garcia or something, because there's big money to be made.
First of all, thank you, sir. I really appreciate the shout out. Second of all, these boxers are soft as shit. I'm so tired of seeing these boxers try to call these MMA dudes out to go do boxing. It pisses me off. These dudes are soft as hell. Haney, of course, wouldn't want to fight him for $1 million because he's scared as shit. He wouldn't even want to spar Sean for 3 rounds with headgear, shin pads, and elbow pads on, and 8-ounce gloves. So I'm so tired of these boxers. They're soft as hell. I've trained with so many of these soft-ass dudes talking about, bro, but what are you going to do if we couldn't do nothing but throw hands? That I don't care. What are you gonna do if we can get in a real fight and I slam you on the concrete and throw my elbow through your brain? Then what are you gonna do? You gonna stand up and clinch me? Hey, ref, he's clinching. No, there's no. If I clinch you in MMA, I'm gonna throw my knee through your nose and it's gonna go to the other side of the world. So I'm so tired. I'm so tired of these boxers, bro. When I saw that exact clip and when I saw this was in the chat today, I was like, I can't wait for this. I'm so tired of these soft-ass dudes. Haney wouldn't even box Sean if it came down to it for $10 million. So he needs to shut the fuck up. He did the same thing with Eddie Hearn. He trashed Eddie Hearn for no reason, saying he couldn't get tickets. He was a little crybaby. Eddie Hearn was asleep waking up that morning. He wants to trash these dudes. He's soft as hell. He got knocked out by Ryan Garcia. He's got CTE bad. So I don't know what else to tell y'all, but that's my take of it. Shout out Leroy. But yeah, that's it, boy.
Hold on, bro. All right, what is going on with your energy today? You need to get weighed and stay off training today.
Hold on. I swear to God, Sterling needs therapy. You need therapy. You got anger management problems, bro.
I thought he was about to start weighing some combos on that mic.
That's a YouTube short right there. That's a YouTube short. That's it. He already made the YouTube short for you, Leroy. That's it.
Oh my God. Man said, boy, if we get the clinch, I'll just throw a knee through your nose and it end up on the other side of the wall. Like,
there's no ref stepping in to be like, hey, guys, come on, clean it up, box. There's none of that. I'm clinching you, and you're gonna be like, oh damn, why can't I move my neck? Brother, no, it's time to go see the shadow world because I'm throwing it. I'm pushing and throwing at the same time, and you're gonna never experience a jab that hard with 12-ounce gloves on in your fucking life.
This is why I left you till last on this topic, because
Yeah,
I knew
this stream is gone. You know what? Fuck Leroy.
Oh my god!
It's already done.
I mean,
It's already spent. It's
I've
already...
got to end this stream on that bombshell. I'm telling you, Miles. Oh my days, Tony. Jesus. No. You brought the hit on that one, and I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying because none of these guys will really come and test MMA. And Jax did mention Clarissa Shields earlier. Even though she lost, she's still kind of the only one that's still kind of hanging in there and still competing.
And she went back to boxing.
You know. But
she went back to boxing. She's had 3 fights since then. She took that L and was like, damn, the PFL ain't for me.
Oh, so she's not fighting in PFL no more? I swear down.
She's in PFL. She is in PFL.
I'm sure she's in PFL.
Yeah, hang on, dog. No, she's not. I'm just playing. She probably is. She probably is.
Bro,
she in there. She just like she ain't clocked in. That's all.
I'm hate right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little mad. I'm hate right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm starting to hate a little bit.
Me, man. Yeah, man. She. No, I'm just saying that goes to show, even prove even further what you're saying. That if it's one woman from boxing that stepped into MMA and sticking it out, at least sticking it out, even though she's got some losses, but she's still here. None of these other boxers will come to MMA, bro. None of them will step in the cage. We just see them spar around, play around in the gym and mess around.
Tyson Fury's
no man alive. He was messing around with Darren Till, bro.
No man.
He was just kicking it around with Darren Till.
No man alive will come to boxing and beat me,
bro. That boy that was never going to step in there with John Jones, bro. I don't give a damn, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
he ain't doing that. He's not doing that.
He wouldn't step in there with Sergey Pavlovich, bro. Much less, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
what happened to Sergey Pavlovich, by the way? I mean,
what happened?
See that clip of him on the beach throwing hands is one of the second
Volkov,
clips you're ever going to see.
Happened to him, man. That's what happened. My boy Volkov
messed him up. Yeah, he fucked him up.
Oh, who messed him up before Volkov?
Bro.
Oh, damn.
Oh, come on.
The penny just dropped.
That's where you go with that. All right. Well, recency bias is a real thing, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah, bro. There was a reset button that got clicked on that man.
Volkov is the last one that pissed him up, bro. You know what I mean? So, hey, people, let's go to the last topic so I can get you guys out of here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, and salute to everybody in the chat right now. Let's go to the last one that Leroy put together for us. It's a Bisping clip. Let's go.
Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith were cracking each other up on their podcast, Believe You Me, as they discussed Conor McGregor's antics at the Daniel Dubois vs Anthony Joshua fight. McGregor was in attendance at Wembley Stadium in London, where he made sure to make a splash by sitting in the crowd with an unlit cigar between his teeth. Bisping couldn't resist poking fun at McGregor's behavior.
Yeah, Conor, you would have thought that he was a big Daniel Dubois fan because when Joshua was getting those, he was out of his seat, maybe the cigar, might have even got lit. Walking in with the big cigar unlit between the teeth. How do we feel about that? Because 2 words spring to mind right now: douchebag.
I knew you were going to say douchebag. I knew those were going to be the 2 words.
It's like, bro, I remember one time when I was a kid, I was 16, and we used to go to this pub called the Borough. And I was in there and we were all smoking cigars, and I went to the toilet and I needed a piss. So I needed 2 hands, and I had the cigar between my teeth as I was taking a piss, and this guy walks in, and I was only a kid, you know what I mean? This proper guy walks in, and I explained afterwards, I said, I only had my cigar between my teeth because I needed my hands. And he was like, okay, well, I'll let you off, but you did look like a bit of a dick, Well, how do we feel about Conor with the unlit cigar?
Yeah, I don't know what happens to people, or when you change, or how much money you have to start doing weird douchey shit like that. Like how rich do you have to be to wear your sunglasses inside 24/7? Like what? For what?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people wear sunglasses, to be fair, but I understand the point that you're making. But there he is, soaking it up. He walks up and touches the canvas.
I wish I was 5% as cool as he thinks he is.
I don't know. Look, listen.
How do you get to be so cool? I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't want to like just talk shit on Conor, but come on, bro. Like,
No.
come
Dude,
on.
listen. If I was rocking about with a suit and pulling up my collar every 2 seconds, right, with the cigar
I'd let you
hanging
have
out
it.
this big, oh, you would.
I'd let you have it.
Right, listen. This is the problem, but nobody tells you anything. But nobody says, bro, you look like a cock. You mind?
He has no one telling him that.
There's nobody saying, man, we at least light the cigar. At least have a go. Do you know what I mean? You know, hey, fair play.
Like,
Enjoy.
from now on, that's how I'm doing the podcast.
Yao with the glasses in the house. Let's come to you, Yao.
was tooting on the Dubois. Nice one,
Yao is the
I knew you was gonna say that, McDonald.
defender.
You see me laugh when he said
Conor's
it.
fucking lawyer. You know what I mean? So let's come to Yao first and get what Yao's take is on this Conor thing here.
Yo, yeah,
The
you gotta
first
pop
thing
that
is
collar,
I
bro.
will have the decency to first pop my collar, thank you, McDane, and to light my cigar. Okay. There's nothing wrong with wearing okay, look, Husky, in all honesty, there's everything wrong with wearing sunglasses at night. I think it's weird. But I do not agree that he looked like a toss. The fact is he's out in Riyadh season, out in Abu Dhabi. He's around millions and millions of dollars everywhere. Why not dress for the occasion? If it's an occasion, dress for the occasion. It's 96,000 people. Let me look different. Let me look good.
Bro, that
Schwarzenegger would
suit was
always
probably
run
more
around.
than $96,000. What do you mean dressed for the occasion? Yeah, I mean, dude was dressed to the T's. Like, yeah, fuck. What's he supposed to wear?
He's just come from
Tuxedo.
buying BKFC. He is now a promotion owner, not just a fighter. He's out with sheikhs and turkey. So he is literally saying, listen, I am that part. I am him. So for me, okay, the sunshades, okay, fine, those should go. But I mean, if you saw how high he was, I would wear shades too. So
Yeah, I was going to say the only other time you should be allowed to wear shades is when you're stoned to the bone or you're high as hell, man.
And
like,
that's why he deserves to wear those shades.
That's what everyone used to say to me. Why are you walking around wearing shades all the time? So no motherfucker can see my eyes.
Hey, shout out D Devlin, huh? Shout out Big D over there.
Yeah, but hey, listen, for me, I just think, you know what? I'll give my thing on Conor at the end because people think I hate Conor, you know, and sometimes it comes across like I do. I don't. I just, Jax, I'm gonna come to you because I don't. Talk to us, brother. Talk to us.
I mean, you know what? Obviously, when he came in, you could see he had that liquid courage, that snowy confidence coming in, and you could see that he was on one as soon as he popped in, and he immediately went into character. I mean, and wearing a cigar unlit, like come on, man. That's you put that together with the glasses, like it's all kinds of stupid stuff going on. And he goes up and he touches the canvas. Bro, you ain't fought in years. I don't. Do you still fight? I don't know what you do. You are a caricature at this point. You rich, you did your thing, but like, man, I don't need the show. I really don't. Even though that's the place for it. You know what I'm saying? That's the place to. If you're gonna put on the show, I guess you do it here. But it's annoying. It's stupid. I don't really want to see it. But I want to see you fight. Either fight it or fade into nothingness. Do one of the two. Don't give me both of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm done with him.
Oh yeah, Conor don't look like he's ready to stop bothering you just yet, man. He's gonna linger around for a little while. McDane, you have a proper skill set in wearing sunglasses in the house. I've seen you on streams do it before. You know what I mean? Like you said, where you're super stoned, you hide behind them glasses. But with Conor, like you said, he obviously has to put on the show for the people, give people something to talk about. And I said it on Yao show the other day, like this brother don't do nothing, but one way or the other, we find ourselves talking about him. Bisping has brought it up here in the way that he's come to the arena doing all those bozo stuff. Did you? I think I put a clip of him going to Usyk telling him to come to BKFC. Did you not see when UC tried to impersonate his walk? That was funny. That was funny, but Mac didn't take it away, my bro.
Bro, like, I mean, he's like Al Pacino at this point, walking in. All he needed was a big pile of coke sitting in front of him, and he was just pulling it off. Yeah, I mean, like, I've got to go with what Jack says on that. Like, dude, just get in there and fight. That's all anybody wants to see you do. Nobody's asked about the character that you play in. Nobody's bothered about walking around in your shades. Yeah, fair enough. Like you said, you've made your money. You are who you are. You've got the name, and we always end up talking about this dude. But it's just cringe at this point when you look at him and how he acts, like, and the way that he walks around and, like you say, touching the canvas, and how he, like, he's at the side of the stage and he's shadow boxing, and he, like, the side of the stage, right, side of the, like, the ring or whatever, and he's shadow boxing and doing it. And even like that clip when he's sitting next to Ronaldo and he's like just being boisterous as anything, you can see Ronaldo's just sitting there like, oh my God, who gave me this seat, man? Like, nah, not into it anymore. Not interested. Like, just either fight Chandler or go and get out of your contract and fight in the beat. Again, Yao, you mentioned a second ago, like, you're now like an owner of BKFC. Yeah, because that's the most prestigious, well-known, like, well-dressed men on the planet. Like, come on, bro. I'm surprised he never turned up in that leather jacket that he was dancing with that midget. Yeah, I mean, like, damn.
Oh God.
In his defense, it was a cute midget.
Sterling. What do you have on this? I mean, look, we ain't seen Conor competed in such a long time. It don't look like he's ever going to compete again. It was having a conversation with Ariel, and he was talking about his opponent is gone walkies, and referring to Chandler. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, how you gaslighting me right now, bro? Chandler sat out and waited for you. And you saying Chandler went walkies? Bro, you went walkies. You went and bought promotion. You went and made a movie. You did everything but fighting. What Chandler could have probably had like 3 fights. And now he's moved on, talking to somebody else to try and get a fight. You now saying he's going walkabout. Like, bro, pick a struggle. You know what I mean? You know, you got to pick a struggle, bro. But talk to me, Sterling.
He's acting like that hot girl that just got broke up with, and now the dude that broke up with her already moved on with an even hotter chick. That's exactly what he's acting like right now. It's hard for him to accept that Chandler is just over it, and he's about to go make some bank against Charles Oliveira. And if he wins that fight, boys, who knows? Chandler could slide in there for the title shot. Who legit knows? But honestly, Conor needs to literally come back and make something happen within the next 6 months. If this goes on past,
well, he said
March,
he ain't fighting this year. There's no fights this year for Conor. So.
But I mean, like going into next year, like if it's April,
there
and he
ain't
still
6 months left of this year, bro.
No, I know. Hear me out. I mean, like if it's because he said I'm gonna fight 2025. If it's fucking April and he's like, we're still looking at the date, it's gonna be probably August. Like, I'm like, God dang, bro. Now it's August of next 2025. So he needs to make something happen, bro. Honestly, what fight would y'all even want him to come back and see? I wouldn't mind him seeing versus Nate or Nick, I guess, but
nobody.
Nothing.
I'm not bothered. I've said it for a year. I am not asked about seeing this man fight anymore. Yes. It's like well past the point.
Joaquin Buckley.
He wouldn't fight Joaquin.
No, he wouldn't fight Joaquin. He wouldn't fight Buckley. I mean, look, there's nobody at 155 for him. There's no one at 155 for him.
He can't make 155.
There's nobody at 170 that I think is competent enough.
Ozzy, what's happening, brother?
Against. So it's a mad one. It's a mad one. I just think that bro just needs to pick a struggle, man. You know what I mean? Go and pay Artem Lobov. Yeah, go and pay him what you owe him, bro. You know, that brother still wants that money from the proper 12. Yeah. Oh, we know about that. You know what I mean? Go settle that, brother, man. You know, he was your best friend. You got in a fight with Khabib because of that, brother. You know what I mean?
One thing that we could potentially talk about is who do you think he would actually face in a bare knuckle fight? Because he's saying he's wanting out of his contract. He's wanting to be a fighter and owner. Like, who would even match
Jeremy
like
Stevens.
Mark Hunt. Throw Mark Hunt in there. Why not? He needs some money.
Mark Hunt? Nah.
I
mean, Jeremy Stevens.
Mark Perry won some of him. I mean,
Nah, he don't want to fight Mike.
Mike Perry wants some
No,
of
he
him.
don't.
He don't want to fight Mike.
He don't want
bro.
that.
He don't want,
that.
bro. Nobody.
Like,
I can't think of nobody in BKFC that he could fight that would be okay.
I don't
for
think
him.
he'll ever fight BKFC, boys. But I
He'd
think
need a titanium jaw by the time Mike Perry's done with him. Never mind
How
the
about-
shin. Yeah, I mean,
How about Conor versus Patty?
no,
No.
Like,
Conor
why?
versus Patty.
Not like
That's
personally, no.
I'm just throwing out ideas.
You
I mean,
know
I'm
what?
trying to
You
think
know
of
what?
something
Actually,
big.
you do have a point there, man.
You know, I mean,
You
I'm
do
just
have a point
trying to
there.
figure out something for him.
Because it'll be a grappler versus striker match. Obviously, the way Paddy hangs his chin up in the air, I still think he ain't fought a very good enough striker yet that can really touch up that chin and let us know what's up.
It's coming.
You know what I mean?
It's coming.
Ilya wanted some of it. The UFC said, no, Ilya, no. Do not go nowhere near that boy, man. Kill my money. You know what I mean? But we don't know. But that's a good shout. You know, it'd be a proper grappler versus striker sort of match. So we'll see. But for me, I just think Conor needs to just kick back, relax, enjoy your money, enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've made it. Live.
Yeah.
You know, leave us alone. Let's
Yeah.
you know, let's
Leave us
let's
alone.
move. Leave us alone. Let's move on. Let's move. Let Chandler move on for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Leave Chandler alone as well. I'm campaigning for Chandler's welfare at this point. Leave Chandler alone. Let him move on. Yeah, let him move on.
I feel the same with John Jones in the heavyweight division. I feel the exact same way like that. Like, let us move on. Get this fight over with.
Yeah.
Fight Tom or not, and let's get
Bro,
this shit moving.
You know, when I talk about Conor, it's almost like talking about John Jones, like you said. When I talk about John Jones, it's almost like Conor, because these two, they're so almost irrelevant in the cage, but still relevant within the cage talk sort of situation. So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? It's a wild one. But big up everybody that's been locked in with us. Almost 45 of you has been locked in with us live. Salute to every single one of you. Make sure you're showing these brothers some love. Make sure you're showing everybody on here. Go on their platform and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and go and check out some of the work that they got on the channel. We're going to be back with our prediction show this Friday, people. So make sure you come and join us for the prediction show. And this is a prediction show where I am not going to tolerate any talk of a table from Matt Dane. No talk of a table. I do not want to hear the word table come out of your mouth. Yeah. Keep it zipped. Throw the key away and never pronounce the word table ever again. Now, big up everybody that's been with us tonight. But salute to every single one of you. And we're going to be back on Friday. Show some love to the channel. Salute to every single one of you. Thank you so much, guys, for pulling up again tonight. And we're going to be back next Wednesday talking about some new topics, what's been going on in the combat sport world. Oh, yeah, before I go, I just remembered something before I go. We've just seen with EFC dropping that Luke Malcolm will not compete at 185 against Big Shad. Blami Shadrach Nsua that we brought on the channel. He's not going to be competing. He's going to be going down to 170 and getting that one. Try to get that 170 belt from Zaki. You said you know this Zaki brother. Bro, talk to me about it.
Zakir Badat has fought in the UAE Warriors. He's former, he was in the EFC before he went to UAE. He's now come back to the EFC. He won the welterweight title recently, and now he's going up against Luke Michael. Now, if you look at Zakir Badat and who he actually is, he's a security expert who also hunts and does hunting. And if you go onto his Instagram, I think sometime last year, if you check it, there's him dragging a dead buck that was shot across a river and then dragging it out of the river and at least 10-15 meters with ease. And it's mind-blowing to see. And his physique, he's powerful. But this is Luke Michael we're talking about. The question is, how will the weight cut affect Luke? We know that he is a natural welterweight, but going up against Zakir Badat, who cuts the weight, who goes down, I don't know. It's a very, very interesting matchup. I'm really looking forward to that title fight at EFC 118.
Okay.
120.
Yeah, it's 120. And this is
120.
happening it's happening in December. And the one thing that I do want to say to Big Shad is just hold tight. Don't be going around competing with nobody. Let this brother do what he's doing, and wait till you get the chance to go for the strap, because Graham is already granted it, so we know that fight between both of them is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. But they've granted Luke Michael the chance to go down to 170 and compete for the welterweight title. He's always said he wanted to compete at 170 anyways. Even when he said even if he gets a chance to go to the UFC, he will be competing at 170. So 170 has been in his mind a long time. And the one thing Adrian Rayo did say to us, big up Adrian Sanchez, salute to him, is how much of a monster Luke Michaels is in the gym. The way he grapples people, just rags them all. He just ragged those people. And we then saw him do it to Jacko Duplessis. And I thought, oh, that's what this brother was talking about. So, it'd be interesting to see how that fight goes between him and Badat. But yeah, man, thank you for for talking to us about that one. It's something I wanted to bring up, and it just escaped my mind. So yeah, thank you for that one. People, we're out. Big love. Salute. Let's go.
Peace.
The Fight Week Show.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see